OpenAI have just released DALL-E 3, and in this bubble tutorial video I'm going to show you how you can connect right in to the OpenAI API and get DALL-E 3 generated images saved into your Bubble app. But before I launch into that, if you're learning Bubble, then there is no better place to go than planetnocode.com, because we've got hundreds of Bubble tutorial videos. You may have searched through our YouTube channel, but we've got even more videos on our website planetnocode.com. Let's dive into this OpenAI Bubble tutorial. DALL-E 3 is an image generator AI, and it's giving some really impressive results. So let's get it built into a Bubble app. So in my Bubble app, I've gone into plugins and I've gone to API Connector, and I'm going to add in a new API service, and I'm going to name this OpenAI. Now, I've been using OpenAI for many months now, so I'm really familiar with how it all plugs in, but I'm going to explain each part as I go. So private key in header. And how do I know that? Well, I'm in the API documentation and I'm on image generation, and I see that my call to OpenAI needs to look like this. If it doesn't look quite like this, make sure you change the option here to select library to CURL. And so I need to have authorization bearer and my API key, and I need to have content type application JSON in the header of my API call. So let's get the content type in first of all. I'm going to add it in the shared header and go back here, copying and pasting between them. And then the API key, I go into my OpenAI account and I generate a new key. Copy it, paste it in, and remember to put bearer at the start, because it's basically got to be identical to this. I then have got the data section, or the body section of the API call. So I'm going to copy all of that and place it into an API call. So I'll say this is generate image, and I'm going to put it as post. I'm going to have it as action. Action means that it's going to become an option in a workflow, and I say if a button is clicked, I want to be able to run this action. So I'm going to paste in the body of the JSON there, and now I want to make some of it dynamic. I don't always want to receive a white Siamese cat image, so I'm going to change this and put in square brackets and say prompt. And this is going to add in the ability in my workflow to feed in dynamic data, a dynamic prompt, as long as I make sure that it's not private. And then I need the endpoint. It's the last thing that I've missed. There we go, copy that into there. And then prompt, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to say a photo of a Cocker Spaniel, and initialize the call. So I get a reply back in JSON, and it includes the URL of my image. So I'm going to copy all of that, open it up, and there is my Cocker Spaniel. And that's, it's very good. Obviously, a huge amount of effort can go into a prompt, but that is not bad, especially if you're just generating avatars or you just need placeholder images. Then this is seriously impressive what OpenAI are doing. So I've got that now all working in my API connector. How do I add that in to a page in my Bubble app? How do I get it working on the front end, basically? So I'm going to save this, because this is basically a demonstration that Bubble has learned the format of the data, the structure of the data that it's getting back from OpenAI. So I want to save that and acknowledge that now my prompt is working. And now I'm going to go onto my page. When designing in Bubble, I always say to people, fixed layouts cause loads of layout headaches, but just to make this video quick, I'm going to use fixed layouts on my page, as you can see here. So I need a input. I'm going to say multi-line, and then I'm going to have a button, and then I'm going to have a repeating group, because I want to list through all of the images that I've created. I'm going to need to create a new data type for this. I'll say AI image, and I'm going to have a prompt as a text field, and I'm going to have image as an image field. So let's list through our AI images. I'm going to do a search for all AI images, and then I need to put in my image. So this is current sales AI image, and I'm going to put in a text label to remind us of what the prompt was. So current sales AI image prompt. Cool. Right, this is going to say generate image. And so what do I need this to do? Well, because I have successfully initialized the call through the Bubble API Connector plugin, I'm now going to find OpenAI generate image. And the exact term for what this is exactly what I've written in here. So it's OpenAI generate image. And then the prompt is going to be my multi-line inputs value. And then right after step one, that's when the Bubble app is going to show the loading bar across the top, because that's when it's waiting for OpenAI to send a response. And so I'm going to say create a new thing, AI image, when image equals the result of step one, data. Okay, so let me just point out one thing, because this is going to hopefully make a bit more sense. I've got n is 1. You can ask OpenAI to generate more than one variation. I'm only asking it to generate one, but it still returns in the structured JSON of a list. And that's why when I go back to here, I'm saying get the responses data. Now I just want to get the first item because I'm only getting one item back. First item's URL. Now, if I leave it as that, Bubble is going to recognize that it is an image at the end of that URL, and it is going to save the location of that image to the Bubble database. Now, I don't know how long the OpenAI servers hold an image onto, so this is not a good strategy, because I want to make sure that the image is actually saved to my Bubbles app storage, so I'm not dependent on whether they keep it for 24 hours or 48 hours. I think you know what I mean. So I add to the end of this. Right, so I'm trying to add to the end of it, save. Now, I don't think that's worked because I have missed something here, which is that when I reinitialize the call, I like to leave these bits in the videos because it demonstrates how easy it is to make a mistake, and then you can spend hours trying to solve the mistake. But I'm going to show you what, I think in my mind I've got what the fix is. Yeah, so here's data. Remember, it's a list, but I've only got one back. And then URL, it's treating it as text. I actually need this to be an image, so I'm going to inform Bubble to treat it as an image instead. Now that should give me the option that I'm looking for here, which is saved to S3. And I will give it the file name of the prompt, the multi-line inputs value, as the file name. And so that is actually going to save it to my Bubble app storage. I'm not dependent on OpenAI keeping it on their servers. And then I'll say reset inputs. Let's try that. Okay, let's test it out. I'm going to now say a cartoon of a rocket orbiting a purple planet. So we're waiting on OpenAI to reply now. Okay, and there is my image back. And I just noticed that I will have made a mistake in this, which is I'm not saving the prompt. Prompt equals, I'll say multi-line input. Let's try that again. Oh, I made one more change too. These are not big enough to see the amazing images that are being generated. Okay, there we go. Let's try it one more time. Let's say a cat in Paris having lunch. Okay, there we go. So, if you're learning Bubble, remember to check out our website, planetnocode.com. I also provide one-to-one tutorials. If you continue to get stuck or you're getting really frustrated by something in Bubble, we can work it out together over Zoom. Do head to our website, planetnocode.com, to find out more.